Let me talk to you about our guest speaker today, SHERITA. SHERITA is the sought after speaker, best-selling author, a radio personality, and a business strategist. 30 years of community and economic development. She has raised over $30 million for global projects, and her motto, you are your only limitations. Let me repeat it again. You are your only limitations. She does help you secure profits for your passion through grant funders. She has been honored and featured with some of the top Renaissance women like First Lady Michelle Obama, the late Maya Angelou, and Coretta Scott King. These are just few. I know SHERITA as the queen for non-profit organizations. She is the one actually who started my project, Be Jolly Foundation for Special Need Kids. And I'm honored to introduce you to SHERITA, our speaker for the November 3rd Unleash Your Free Spirit event.
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me on. Guinea, will I have the opportunity to share my screen?
Yes.
Great. Well, I'm going to bring that up as because I'm going to try and rush through this. And let's see. Let's see. I want to thank you guys again. I'm so honored to be on, and it's exciting to be able to talk about unleashing, my free spirit, because I've done that a lot in my life. And so let me just turn on my screen here. Let's see. Okay, everyone see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, for instance, this picture was taken probably about 7 years ago. And I woke up one morning and I just was like, yes, I was wanting to seize the day. And, that's pretty much my attitude always. I've had people to say, SHERITA, are you ever, not smiling? Well, for one, my mouth is big. So it just kind of, probably scared the heck out of you because I sleep that way. But anyway, I've just always been one that's always excited about life, new opportunities and all of that. So I just want to share a little bit of that with you and encourage you to, if you don't have that freedom or even that craziness to do something different, I want to encourage you to release that. And so again, unleash your free spirit. And ladies, I'm honored to be here. I wanted to start out by just talking about a statistic real quick. Ladies, did you know, and gentlemen, or gentlemen, I'm not sure how many are on, but did you know that men spend an average of 20 hours a month in leisure time more than women? And most of the time we don't think about that. We don't think about what does that mean? What can that look like over long term? And ladies, if most of you are like me, even in my downtime, I'm thinking of what do I need to do? Or let me get up and do the dishes, or let me go out now and feed the chickens like where I am now, which 3 years ago, I never would have even thought that would have come out of my mouth. And so how are you spending your time, or what kind of more leisure time can you find? Because if you guys recall, years ago, women lived 10 to 15 years longer than their spouse. That has changed drastically because we're in the workforce. We're constantly moving. We're constantly thinking of what to do next, and we're stressing more. Even through COVID-19, more women are dealing with higher stress than anyone else through this whole pandemic. So think about that. So Guinea spoke a little bit about my motto, which is yo-yo, and yo-yo stands for you are your only limitation. And I've lived by that ever since I was around 14, 15 years old, because my mom always used the term, life is only 10% of what happens to you and 90% in how you deal with it. And so from that, my motto kind of came about as far as yo-yo and me using it and as an adult, but I've always had that in my spirit. So I say here, I talk about that, like the horizon, life is boundless. No matter how many steps you take toward it, it remains in front of you, limitless. I've always lived fearlessly with the belief that life has no boundaries. Thus my motto, yo, which stands for you are your only limitation. So now, you guys are the first to see this. On the left, it says Beverly Hills to Barnyard. That's a book that I'm writing right now about the transformation of my life from living in Los Angeles for almost 30 years, working in Beverly Hills with some of the top stars that people see on television. And my life has drastically changed just over the past 3 years, where now I've gone from Hollywood, California to Hattieville, Arkansas. So just kind of showing you a glimpse from working with Marvin Franklin, with the Temptations. Many people know, just so many, there's comedians, there's Les Brown that most of us know, just to show a little larger picture, working with heads of state and even global leaders, the president of Vicente Fox of Mexico. Many of you know Lisa Nichols, legendary actress who played in The Birds years ago with Alfred Hitchcock, is right here, and that's Tippi Hedren, Oscar winner Hilary Swank, and so many others. But my heart kept beckoning to do something more. Now, what I'm saying is it's not that I didn't love my career and what Los Angeles was offering for me, and even branching. Many of you are probably from CEO Space, the same way that I met Judy and Guinea, which opened my life up and truly took me global the very first week that I was at CEO Space. So I love my life. But when our passions are beckoning to be birthed, glimpses will show up either through our posts that we now make, through our social media, conversations, or more. So just like I'm showing you this because through someone else that I met at CEO Space, I developed Veronica's nonprofit. She had a ranch, a 40-acre ranch that she didn't know could be a nonprofit. I started traveling from Los Angeles and spending weeks and months at a time up on her ranch, which was feeding my spirit. So even here, I was helping her to develop a stargazers program. I saw more stars up on that ranch than I had seen ever in my life. For one, I'd been in Los Angeles 30 years with the light pollution. So here I'm saying, while performing research and development at Spiff Ranch, I'd forgotten what I'm missing because of city light pollution. Many urban adults and youth have never witnessed the wonder of the sky. I'll keep you informed. But then on further down on my post, I say, are we focused on the wrong stars? Because see, I just previously showed you the stars that I was dealing with, many of them named on Hollywood Boulevard, engraved, but I was yearning for entirely different stars, okay? So here's where, again, our free spirit is beckoning to us, and we may not even realize how it's going to be going from just an ideal into fruition. I was heading back from Spiff Ranch and I was on the train. And if you see the post, this was October 27th, 2015. Well, it popped up in my memory just last week. So I made this post and I said, last week when I posted it, I said, in a post made 6 years ago on October 27th, 2015, my heart was calling out. And I've always loved barns, you guys. Fast forward to 6 years to today. And my dream came true. But not only did it come true, you guys, not only did I end up being where I have a barn, this barn is my great grandfather's barn. It has been sitting, the land has been sitting unoccupied since 1975. So what I'm saying to you before I move forward is keep whatever is burning in you. See, first of all, find out what it is. Don't jump on what's burning and hot right now as far as the industry. Continue to stay focused on what is truly burning in you, because it is unbelievable the doors that will open, doors that you didn't even know existed. I didn't even know this land was still in our family. And because of my relationship with my aunt that had purchased the land years ago, but never was doing anything with it, fast forward to now, and the land has been donated to my organization. Okay, this was 6 years later, and now here I sit. This is what it looked like when my husband and I pulled up here on the land. This is it at a closer view when we started the transformation, and this is it now. Now this beloved treasured is my special she shed space. This is where I create. It's where I pray. It's where now it's a registered nursery here in the state of Arkansas. And I still am doing the same kind of business that I was doing before leaving Los Angeles because of virtual technology, which I've been doing Zoom sessions since 2015. And so I have been preparing for this place. So don't enjoy your journey, whatever journey you are on, but don't just focus on the destination of where you want to be. Enjoy where you are. Talk about things that you love, because the more you talk about it, the more that you can exercise those gifts that are in you, the more you are helping it to come into fruition. Hey, Joy. Okay. Now, so in my sacred space, this is what I have started doing again. I've started painting again. I've started my cello lessons, and so when you begin to again work in your passions, I hope I don't step on any toes, but for me it is nothing but God. And so the talents, the passions that He has given you will start to come alive again. Okay. So I want to talk a little bit about finding your genius. And let me play this for you real quick.
Do a lot for other people if intelligently used.
You said you won the ovarian lottery. Is that because of opportunity? Was it because of smarts?
It was being born in America in 1930. I was born in the right country at the right time. Bill Gates has always told me if I'd been born, many thousands of years ago, or I'd have been some animal's lunch, because I can't run very fast and I can't climb trees, and some animal would be chasing me, and I say, well, I allocate capital. And the animal would say, those are the guy that tastes the best.
Okay. I hope that video came through loud enough. Did it?
Yes, it was definitely loud enough.
We heard it.
Good.
We heard it. Sherita.
Okay. So I love this video by Buffett because he talks about he found his genius. He knew that he wasn't that athletic person. He's a numbers man. So he would have been someone's lunch trying to run. And so he found his genius. And it's important for us to do that. But sometimes we keep trying to go by someone else's genius. So this cartoon, and I've shown this before at CEO Space, but it just resonates with me and has resonated with so many. And it says, for a fair selection, everyone has to take this same exam. Please climb that tree. Now it sounds fair, and he even says for a fair selection. But when you look at the lineup, is it fair? You've got a bird, a monkey, an elephant, a penguin, a fish in a fish bowl, a seal, and a dog. Now, on YouTube, I have seen a dog run up a tree, but the tree was kind of leaning and there was some leverage there. Of course, that monkey is going to climb, but even that bird will be disqualified, because how often do you see a bird climb a tree? A bird flies into a tree. That elephant will never get there, the seal, nor that penguin, and especially not the fish in the fishbowl. I'm taking a moment on this because, ladies and gentlemen, oftentimes we look at other people and where they are in their careers and the path that they've taken and wonder why we're not there. But we're trying to follow their path. And we think that life is fair with the way it's presented to us, and we're trying to go that same route. And that's not your route. That's not your genius. So you're trying to compare yourself based on someone else and their genius. Focus on you. Follow your GPS. So it's like this fish. I was listening to a pastor one morning, and he was talking about that he had just gotten his pond dug, and the guy came to deliver the fish. And so he said, look, Pastor, I've got to leave. He said, but I'm going to put the fish right here on the ground. Since the pond is almost ready, your water and everything, I'm going to lay him here on the ground. All you have to do is water them with a water hose, keep them wet, and until it's time to put them in the pond. And so that's what he was doing. And he said, as he was watering, he was just looking at the fish laying there on the ground, and his mind started changing. He said, why do I need these fish? Fish are just dumb. Look, they just lay here. They can't even get over there in the water by themselves. They don't even have eyelids. They can't even blink. Why do I have these fish? And he was saying some of the most negative things about these beautiful fish laying on the ground. But then what he did is he said, once he dropped them in the pond, okay, let's see, come on. He said their genius came alive. And he instantly went into prayer and saying, Lord, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying the ugly things that I said. I'm sorry for talking about those fish so bad, because those fish came alive once they were in their space. Are you in your space? Or are you trying to occupy someone else's? Are you trying to walk someone else's journey? Okay. Are you really digging deep into what and who you are? Because if you are, not only will you operate better in your space, you will have the courage to jump into unknown areas that the others are afraid to even go. And that's why my motto, yo, is so important to me. So often I have done some things that people have said, are you crazy? Even when I moved to Los Angeles at the young age of 25 with 2 young sons, no job, didn't know anyone, only had a place to stay because my aunt had a vacant duplex that had sat empty for over 6 months. I went for it because I felt like, well, if it doesn't work in Los Angeles, I can always go back to Kansas City. That was July 19th, 1988. But I jumped into the fishbowl. Okay, so who are you really? Now, I don't want to go over my time, Guinea. Am I okay? How much time do I have?
Just about another minute.
Okay, then you know what? I'm going to stop here because this would take, excuse me, it would take about another 6 minutes. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop my screen for a moment and I'm just going to advance up, go past a few things. And I just want to, the reason why I wanted to just jump ahead, years ago, who I am kept showing up. When I was in high school, I was part of the Quill and Scroll. I was active in Kansas, you know, and what was the Quill and Scroll? I was showing, in school, we were showing youth how to not only raise money, but we were raising dollars for banquets and things to make, to have our school programs. And I'm going to show you how that same thing here almost 30 years later, I was doing the same thing, helping organizations to raise money, helping city municipalities to raise money, to make life better, not for high school students, but now for residents. So I'm just showing you how you show up in life, but a lot of times we suppress it. Then in junior high and high school, running for city offices, I was the junior class president, the sophomore class treasurer, I think, and then I was the senior class president in my graduating class. I had no idea that almost 30 years later, I would be running for city council for the city of LA. You guys, I'm sitting the same way. What I'm saying to you is our path, we've been on it. Again, just a lot of times we don't realize who we are. I wasn't trying to build my current journey based off of what I was doing in high school. I was showing up in high school, truly who I am and what my passions are, and my adult life was just following. Again, in school, I was I was speaking, I was doing radio. And what did I do as an adult? I'm a speaker, along with Bernie, rest in peace, I love him. Lisa, Les, and so many others, and in radio. I didn't know that I was following my path until I started preparing these kinds of things for my presentations. So when you're following your inner GPS, you'll be prepared to unleash your free spirit. Because most of you that have met me, and those that have seen me at CEO Space or speak all over the world, know me as this lady. They had no idea. Oh, and as you are being who you are, your transformations will be seamless for you, no matter when you do them. Even if you're in them now, it should not be a horrible transition. So if you look at my t-shirt, it says, women who behave rarely make history. So what I'm doing today is I'm sharing with you, I've always been an animal lover. I've always been a country girl at heart. It's just most people knew me here, but they didn't know me here. So I ask you, what's waiting to be unleashed from through your free spirit? Thank you so much. And I hope I didn't rush it too fast.
Sherita.
Any questions or comments, or ladies, where do we go?
Oh my goodness, Sherita.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Beverly Hills to Barnyard. You are truly an amazing woman. And I've had the honor and privilege of seeing you in person many times. And I often say, Sherita would say, you name it, and I can find a grant for you. Doesn't matter. She is such a genius. You name it. She says, you tell me what you want, your passion, and I'll find a grant for that. You know, she's amazing woman. We are honored. Open for Q&A. Anybody, open your mics. Ask. You are in the presence of a phenomenal lady. She is truly a genius of creating a world where unleashing your free spirit should be a norm, not an exception. Right?
Absolutely. Lisa, you had a question.
I
Well,
just
thank
wanted
you.
to say to Sherita, what a phenomenal story. Now I need to go back at my yearbooks from high school and look and determine, was I baking back then? I do have pictures from when I was younger and I would be in the kitchen with my mom baking. But let me tell my story. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to go to college so I wouldn't have to cook. And what am I doing now? I'm cooking. I'm baking. So it's nice to come back.
Yes,
So,
yes,
yes.
yes.
You're cooking
So,
for others,
Yeah.
Lisa.
You guys,
yes, for
you
others.
know,
Absolutely.
studies have shown, studies have shown that our inner spirit are screaming out and revealing themselves by the time we're 5 years old. We're just
Wow.
usually redirected by someone else. You know, you might love combing your Barbie's hair. You might be a girl, but at the moment your dad lifts the hood of the truck or car, you're right there in there watching him repair the car or tinkering. You might be that boy that wanted to be in the kitchen or helping your mom sew. See, but someone redirects us. But our inner spirit is screaming out. We just tend to push it down because that's not what's hot right now. Or I need to go to college and get this degree in this.
Yeah.
I'm not against college. I'm not against getting degrees or anything. But is it going to feed your soul? Okay. Because once you start doing that, because so many other things happen in life, you guys, that we can't control. There's so many things that will deter us. And it's like when you're on a road and you knew the way to go and you've even got the map and it says there's a detour. Life is going to have those detours, but they won't be as difficult when your soul is fed also. Because it's like going down that detour and then you find your favorite restaurant that you didn't even know was on that route. That's life. There will be the things along those detours that your soul will scream like, oh my God, I'm glad I made that turn, you know?
Yes.
So I'm grateful. I'm so grateful for the detours even.
That's awesome.
Wonderful.
Sherita,
Thank you so
I
much.
know that people may want to connect with you. Can you put some type of contact information in the chat so that if someone would like to reach out, they could do that?
Okay, I'm putting my email.
Yes, please. Obviously, Judy and I can give you that information anytime, but feel free to connect with her. I'm honestly telling you, she's a genius. She is one person who can really, Shreta, you're putting it directly to me, share it with everybody, or I'll share it with everybody. You're just sharing it directly with me. Your bandwidth is low there, but my awesome friends, I think really we can honestly say what an honor it was to hear her story. I think I was inspired to relive my life again. I always think I am a free spirit, but listening to her, what she was saying, I said, oh my God. Like Lisa was saying, I need to revisit my family history. Where did I come from? What did I do? What a great story from Beverly Hills to Barnyard. And we are waiting to see that book published soon. Phenomenal. Anybody else? Yes. Please do connect with her. She's the Facebook lady. She tells me that because I'm more on LinkedIn and we are more on LinkedIn. But Shrita, once I promise you, you reach out to her, she will respond to you. She's a somebody you should have dear in your life because she really will inspire you and motivate you to do your best. And really unleash your free spirit. Thank you, Shrita. You really had a presentation beyond imagination. We are honored by your presence and we hope you'll come again and again to be a part of our community, really.
Yes, thank you so much, Sherita. And you are one of the most giving people that I know, that you spend so much time connecting with people and sharing your amazing talents with finding grants for people. It's just, what a blessing you are.